Deepan Mehta, member of BSE NSE, who's joining us on the show. Deepan, hi, morning. We saw a really good follow-up rally yesterday. Are you circumspect about today's market up move, or you believe that in the run-up to elections, volatility will be back?
Yeah, I think so. All that has happened is that the trading range has moved up, given all the developments that have taken place in the recent past, especially the events leading up to the terrorist attack in the border state and the action taken thereafter has improved the prospects for the NDA retaining perhaps at the lower majority, but still retaining the power at the center, and therefore money waiting in the sidelines has got into the market. A little bit of confidence also has come back, but yes, I think we are still far away from assuming that all the political uncertainties are over and done with. Election results are notoriously difficult to predict, as we have seen the last 3 or 4 election results, which have been unpredictable. So the ultimate test will be on May 23rd, and all that has happened is the trading range has moved up, but still you will have many opportunities as the markets will remain volatile. So you will have those deep corrections as well, intraday or even for 2-3 sessions or so, and I think those are the opportunities that investors should seek out to increase their exposure. I think it's better to still continue to look for buying at declines rather than chasing stocks at this point of time.
Deepan, what's your strategy with respect to the banks, given that the Nifty Bank touched a record high in yesterday's trading session? Do you see more upside for the Nifty Bank and the banks going ahead?
So I think investors and even perhaps traders should be overweight on the banks, and at this point of time we have a situation where across the board I think banks look pretty attractive. So while the private sector banks, retail lenders, corporate lenders are attractive on a medium to long term basis, a lot of PSU banks also have reached levels, and given the kind of lower credit costs they may have going forward, you could see a fine trading bounce in the PSU banks as well. So short to medium term you could have a good rally in those stocks as well. So by and large I think banks have been leading this particular rally, and they have been the leaders in the last bull market as well. And I think even going forward, if the Sensex and Nifty have to go back to their earlier highs and beyond, then banks per se have to do very well. Of course their weightage in the Sensex Nifty is the highest. But apart from that, I think a lot of banks provide that secular growth story, secular growth momentum, which investors really like, and they are like nice, stable, long-term, predictable growth stories, which whenever they are available at attractive valuations as they are just now, investors do tend to get overweight in them. So yes, positive on banking stocks more or less across the board, and depending upon the risk appetite and the horizon for investment, you could look at private sector banks, or you could look at even PSUs as well. I think there is enough potential and steam in both those segments to do well over the next few months.
We've seen some strength coming by in the telecom players. Reliance, Bharti Airtel have seen a good rally. What are your views on the entire space, specifically on the telecom stocks?
So I think our view on telecom remains negative, and although the street is expecting that consolidation of players should lead to higher yields, I'm not completely convinced of that argument. While Reliance Jio continues to take a highly competitive position and offer services at low rates, that certainly is impacting Reliance Jio as well as other operators. I don't think that it's that easy for the telecom companies to start getting higher yields and higher rates for the services they are offering. I think they have a long way to go as far as getting a decent return on capital is employed. At the same time, I think the entire picture is getting more and more complicated with capex which they may require for keeping their existing infrastructure in place, and maybe investments for 5G as well. And on the whole, I think it's also reaching a stage of maturity as far as the penetration of their services and products are concerned. So I'm not that positive on telecom per se, and if investors still want to play that particular theme, I think it's best to go with the market leader. Could be Bharti Airtel over there, but I'm not that optimistic on the prospects of the sector going forward.
All right, then thank you, Deepan, for joining us this morning, giving us your view on Nifty, Nifty Bank, and also the individual sectors.